All right. Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to.
Step two.
I don't know if I was doing Rakim or
You know what version you was doing.
what?
You already know. You was doing if you don't succeed, dust yourself up the
That's
track.
right.
You know what version you was doing. No
Yeah.
disrespect to the God, Rakim.
Yeah, I don't know if I. Shout out to Timbaland too. Um,
Yeah, with the robot beats. Every beat he gave to Aaliyah sound like a robot beat.
they were fire though.
All the beats sound like iRobot. They were fire.
Argue that somebody still slaps.
What's my favorite one by them?
If your girl only knew.
Loose Rap.
Loose Rap is good.
My favorite beat by them. They collaboration. Static Major, he did the writing for that too.
Rest in peace, Static Major.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, it's been a good time for wrestling these past couple weeks. You know, we had the G1 culminate. I don't even know who won. Was it Jay White?
Bro, I gave up at the last week after day fucking 7.
Let's look up
bro, y'all gonna keep going.
Who won? But the cool thing is apparently Shibata is back wrestling again.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish it, but it's just like, dude, how many days and how many hours?
Well, I mean, that's always been the thing about that. So that's why I don't really trip. Oh, Ibushi won.
Okay, that's
Ibushi won. So Ibushi has won Best of the Super Juniors. He's won the New Japan Cup, and now the 2019. So Wrestle Kingdom 14 on January 4th, we get Nakata versus Ibushi. So hey man, that's one to turn up.
And Hideo, he joined Bullet Club,
which cool. I'm glad for Kenta. Because he had a good G1.
He had a great one. He
can still work.
It's just at times for me, it's a lot to keep up with. For the most part, not really, because I surprisingly remember the matches. It's just, dude, there's so many days. It's like, fuck, I can't watch all this at one time.
Well, that's why I only watch the matches I really want to match. Like Okada versus Sonata is always good.
Good.
And that's who WWE wants. They want Sonata.
They want everybody.
I know, but they should get Sonata. Because Sonata versus Andrade?
Nobody gonna tell them no. But they are probably gonna be like, nah, you don't want to go there. They have you on NXT for 4 years, bro.
Well, Tadeo also got injured. My homeboy made a great point. He was just like, you got to remember, they kept trying to push Hideo. He just kept getting injured.
Yeah, ACL, right?
He had a shoulder thing, and then I think it was the ACL. But then he went to 205 Live, and it just didn't work. But that's just because I think when he was there was right before Triple H took over.
Quick question. It's a side note. Is Shinsuke he the Intercontinental Champion right now, right? Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out because I'm like, damn, they don't never show the Intercontinental Champion.
They don't ever show Shinsuke. Remember when he was the U.S. champion and he barely got on TV?
I understand. I think I understand why now.
Why?
Their contract must have said, I don't want to work that much.
Nah, the contract's saying you got to be there. It's just they don't have anything for him on TV. They're more fascinated, like.
Well, if Ricochet was on SmackDown, that would be a good matchup.
Well, I mean, they got Ali. They got speaking of which, the King of the Ring is coming back.
Oh no, that was a dope announcement.
Yeah,
that wasn't even rumored, and for them just to announce it, that's a good.
And you see the roster for who's in it?
I haven't seen the brackets.
I
turned off Raw like after 30 minutes, and I'm pissed off because I didn't see the Queen return.
Yeah, so let's go through SummerSlam first, because we basically watch jobbers at this point. Like most of the time when we on this, we talk about wrestling. Every so often, we'll talk about something else.
You mean Marks?
Yeah.
I think we should turn this to a wrestling podcast.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I feel like we can do that because it's not that many black wrestling podcasts either. No. Other than A-Show shouts out to Mel's and Johnny, and then Swerve City podcast.
Shout out to Swerve City.
I still haven't watched it.
That Drew Gulak Isaiah Scott match, bruh.
Yeah, I didn't even see like the pre-show because I was at the game, so I didn't see the pre-show because the Iconics was going against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
No. This was on 205 just a few weeks ago.
But okay, so it was Oni Lorcan and it was Drew Gulak, right?
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I thought it was gonna be better.
That Drew Gulak Isaiah Scott.
I told you. I think I feel 205 a lot better than.
Well, this is the thing. This is going to be interesting because WWE, they got the Fox deal. I think they announced NXT is going to be on Fox Sports 1 now, and it's going to be a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
bring everybody.
Just keep NXT UK on the network and put 205, mix 205 and NXT. And at that point, I told my homeboy, if that happens, it's no reason to watch Raw or SmackDown ever again.
I was gonna say it's no reason to watch AEW because essentially it's gonna be AEW with a broadcast.
Well, then therein lies the caveat because NXT Toronto wasn't bad, but it left me with a very AEW feeling where it's like it was cool.
You know what the thing is? We so used to NXT takeovers being fire that this was like that's cool.
But it's not even that. It's like so. And the main thing is the main event because the main event
wasn't it, Chief?
Yeah, like the Street Profits versus Undisputed Era
was great.
Was really good, and that's what I told my homeboy.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with Montez, bro?
Montez just a wild boy.
This nigga doing the right. I was in tears.
I really like. Please let him do the people's elbow. Please let him do the people's elbow because I'd be totally fine if his finisher is the people's elbow.
Which is one of the worst finishers ever.
But also one of the best.
It's just hilarious. That's how cold The Rock is because he made that work. It's like, bro, this is a trash ass movie.
Yeah. Did you listen to the Stone Cold podcast with Mark Henry?
I still haven't listened. Thank you for reminding me. Like, keep forgetting. You told me that like a month or two.
So there's like Mark Henry's like, I lived with The Rock. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, man, The Rock would practice his gimmicks and stuff on you while you drive into the next town. He's like, I'm riding with him one time, and he's like, hey Mark, how you feel if we went over to New York real quick or drove over here and got this, and then came back real quick. And Mark was like, well, right. I was like, it doesn't matter what you think. He was like, what the hell? He's like, I was like, that's annoying, right?
Is that how you came up with the it doesn't matter thing?
Yeah. He's like, he's just trying it on Mark Henry, and Mark Henry just got pissed off, and The Rock starts smiling. It's annoying, right?
You know what the brilliant thing about that is? Because nothing was written back then. Everybody, it was off the top of the head, will let you know the motherfuckers was wild back then.
Yeah.
Because all these ideas, for the most part, is off the top of the head.
That was the interesting thing is The Rock had a little bit more of his written than everybody else. But his was so much more intricate than everyone else.
Oh, this nigga did the Drake, bruh.
Nah.
You just had a little bit of input. You don't have a ghostwriter because everybody thought Drake had a ghostwriter. You just got a little bit of input, which is fine. That's not a great record.
Well, I mean, they always had writers. It's just
I thought this nigga was Hov the whole time. You got everything coming off your head, right?
No, a lot of the big stuff was him. It's just like certain things. Like I remember this writer was talking about like the Triple H impersonation, and The Rock got that from this writer because the writer was saying Triple H hated the impersonation. Like Triple H is in the room with DX, and The Rock is in there, and the writer is doing it. And he's like, the only person in the room laughing is The Rock.
Nobody ever talks about how much heat they have between each other, Triple H and The Rock.
Well, nobody cared because they were making too much money. Like, you know why else The Rock kind of disliked Triple H? Because he was friends with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Is it because Shawn Michaels said something to his grandmother? What was the...
Well, supposedly, the rumor is that Shawn Michaels said he didn't want to work with The Rock, or something. Like he said something that I don't think it was racist. What he said, I think he said something of like disrespectful about The Rock.
Like, knowing Shawn Michaels,
it could have been racist at the time.
Racist. You heard what? And New Jack isn't a liar.
No,
what New Jack said about what he said to Mark Henry.
What?
This Shawn Michaels called Mark Henry a nigga?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. I've watched. That lets you know my mindset. I've watched enough New Jack shoot interviews.
But the other thing is like, so he said like The Rock said like the rumor was that Triple H said something. I mean, Shawn Michaels said something to The Rock, and when The Rock started taking off, everyone thought, well, let's put him in a program with Shawn Michaels, and The Rock was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need you.
Yeah, you need me. I don't need you.
Yeah.
He hit him with the Floyd Mayweather. I don't need you. You need me.
You need me.
I didn't call you for an interview. Okay, I found it. Cool.
But yeah, NXT. You know what really made that tag team match good to me Angelo Dawkins got to the level where he's like good. It's like, remember when Fight Dog got real good on Low End Theory and Tribe just took off?
I understand. Okay. I was about to say it. I'm like, oh, Fight Dog. No, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, because like from the first one to Low End Theory, like the biggest change was Fight Dog just came ready.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
microphone check 1 2 with that was Dawkins in that match. So now the Street Profits can be a really, really good tag team, and I see them, holding on to those tag teams at least till Royal Rumble, where they'll drop it to the Forgotten Sons. They're going to drop it to the Forgotten Sons.
That's why I just looked at you, bro.
They're going to
MAGA Sons?
Yeah, they're going to drop it to the Forgotten Sons.
I haven't even seen them on TV.
They were last time they was on TV was when Breezango reunited. And if we get the Street Profits versus the Fashion Police,
nah, bro,
the promos alone,
hilarious. I'll never forget when Fandango had that match with Chris Jericho at WrestleMania of all pay-per-views. This is the field time. That shit was hilarious. That crowd singing this song the whole time.
Yeah. Oh man,
they've been over though.
Yeah,
Breezango has been over since they started.
And the cool thing about Breezango, is the funniest shit. There was a whole segment where the New Day and the Usos put over the Breezango when Usos was running down everybody, and then they was like saying locked up, and then they said Breezango, and then New Day was like, hold on, Breezango's cool.
Yeah, that was a shoot.
Yeah,
no, they cool.
They get cool. They're cool. That's my people. And WWE looked at that and was like, nah, they're not gonna get the titles. It's like, what the fuck?
No, Breezango is cold, bro. I don't care what title they get. They can get any time. Yeah, put them over the New Day. I'm cool.
Yeah.
At this point.
But they're gonna be in NXT, and I'd like to see them versus Street Profits.
I gotta use another Drake reference. The New Day, they like, bro. It's like every time Drake gets a number one, it's like, all right, like he just got a number one for basically old songs that were re-released, even though they fire. It's the same thing with the New Day. It's like they got it number one again. All right, but
yeah.
At this point, it's like it's not to demean it. It's just like,
I mean, like if you don't count individual wrestlers, but if you count groups and individual wrestlers, for the decade they got to be top 10, maybe top 5.
Number one. The stats right there.
Well, I'm just talking about just performance.
The stats right there. The performances, the stats, like the matches, like if it ain't them, it's the Briscoes.
I'm not talking about just tag teams.
I was talking about tag teams. Okay, you go. I'm sorry, I misheard you. So you said individuals.
Like if you talk about singles wrestlers and tag teams and women's wrestlers, if you just take them all, like, okay, based on all of what you've seen, who got it this decade? I can't name 10 people who had it more than the New Day this decade.
No. Overall, if we combine in, like you said, all of it, they definitely top 10.
Yeah, maybe top 5.
As a group.
Yeah.
We not even saying individual, because if we do individual, hell, Kofi Kingston this year made himself top 10.
Yeah.
This year alone.
Yeah.
Because when he had the U.S. title and Intercontinental, he had the Intercontinental, right?
Yeah.
And then the tag titles with fucking Alex Rawley skinny ass. It was like, bro, still, by then, he was like, all right, he could put him top 20, something like that, all decade list. We should do that for wrestling, too.
Okay.
We eventually got to do that. Or do a top 50, too. Fuck it.
Nah, I ain't doing no top. We'll talk about the top 50.
Yeah, no,
but
see Smoke Dizzle, he posted his homeboys. He was like, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. His homeboy.
Nah.
His homeboy had AJ Styles. You can look at it. It was hilarious, though, because he posted just the trash his man. He said, yeah, AJ Styles like 47, and then he had Kenny Omega at 46. I said, all right, bro.
Yeah, no. I don't have a problem with you putting Kenny Omega on the list, but if you think what Kenny Omega did in the last 3 years is better than what AJ Styles did this whole decade or ever.
Nah, we go ever. That's top 5. I told you he top 5. To me, AJ Styles is top 5 all time.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to say, but I mean, if we're going by stats, like we got to put in stats, we got to put in your body of work. Since ROH, it's fucking been there. Like what promotion he been to, he lost.
Yeah, name a rapper that I ain't influenced.
Right. He might be a small shit.
Yeah, but then we went to the Io Shirai match. Great match. Good match. Heel Io Shirai really like that.
You seen what I posted on IG? I said, "Who did the beat? Kanye."
It's a fire. It's a fire beat. It's a fire beat.
It sounds like he used to be.
It sounds like a complete one though. It sounds like a finished one.
Finish.
Like it don't.
Beat.
Yeah, it don't sound like an unfinished. It don't sound like Life of Pablo where it's just a mess thrown together. Yeah, I'm shooting on Life of Pablo.
No, I'm not gonna defend Life of Pablo. It was a good album. That's all I could say. Like, no, I was thinking about Los Sherrod's character because I'm not gonna. It's not Nikki Cross, but it's just like, bro, the snapping thing. It's like, bro. Well, I understand what they did. Like, yeah, she went crazy, but really.
I mean, she can go, so I don't really care.
Yeah, she could work, and that's the thing. Is just like, just give her something.
And like, I'm glad
that good of a worker, they'll find something.
Well, yeah, it's you know, she is a great worker. She will all you have to do is get the right thing for her, and it'll work, because she can work.
Niggas is my home. Let me talk about this for a minute. My homeboy hasn't watched wrestling in years. He is lusting more so than me after the women's workers in WWE. He like, bruh. And he doesn't even watch that much, but he said, hey, bruh. And I'll tell you what he said when we get further into the SummerSlam card after NXT. He said, bruh, I don't know what Triple H is doing, but obviously he really recruiting because he finding women that are bad as fuck that could really work. And he don't even really watch wrestling. My boy said that. I'm like, yeah, that's what people been saying for about 5 years now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the caliber of women's workers now is not just go find pretty women who you'll figure it out later. Like, we got 3 good ones out of that. We got Trish.
Yeah, man, listen, man. They gotta give her flowers. We'll talk about it when we get to that match, but we'll go back to when she started as a valet, and then everybody's like, damn, what the fuck, she started training?
Yeah. But so yeah, we'll do that. That match was cool. Then we got the triple threat match of the night.
I like Candice LeRae. I don't know if she's ever gonna be at this point. Ain't nobody gonna be NXT Women's Champion.
No, I'll get to that too.
Yeah.
But we're good. Triple threat match, really good match. Really great entrance by Velveteen Dream.
We're gonna get a soundboard too, because I need some gunshots. Or when we talk about the guy Velveteen Dream, I need a Prince sound effect real quick.
We need something shimmery.
Yeah.
Or we need that Kirk Cousins. Ooh wee.
Every time that man,
ooh,
bro.
Wee.
When he missed, you already know I'm about to start standing right now for the King. When he missed.
I mean, how can you miss when you in a match with Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong?
But when has he missed?
No, he hasn't.
I've been saying for 2 years about Velveteen.
No, he hasn't missed yet.
No, bro, the entrances, I'm like, all right, I thought he was gonna do a regular entrance. This man always finds some creative shit, and I don't even care about entrances. I'm gonna wear the Raptors colors.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they got that.
Well, he came out as a Mountie.
Yeah, that was wow. He came with what's the nigga, Rocky Bullwinkle?
Yeah, he came out as Dudley Do-Right and shit.
Yeah, so that was my man's name.
Yeah.
He came out with the cap.
Everybody was like, man, you should wrestle with the suspenders on.
That's what I was saying. I thought he was going to go full gimmick. I'm like, all right. But I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. I mean, but I thought they were going to put Roderick Strong over, but I understand why you keep it on Velveteen, at least for the time being.
Because they know that Fox Sports 1 bag coming in.
That Fox Sports 1 bag coming in, and
they want his ethics. They want ethnicity.
His main title run is next year.
I could live with that. He's 24.
Yeah, so you can let him run this. You can let him run this for a year. Let him be the longest running NXT North American champion.
He actually can go 2 or 3 more years. He only 24.
Yeah,
that's what I be forgetting. I'm like, God damn.
And you bring up that Fox Sports 1 deal, which brings me to the next match: Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim. Everything except the finish was good. Everything except the finish, because I understand Shayna Baszler is probably the most popular wrestler they got for the women's division. But if you're going to tell that story with Mia Yim and doing it that systemically and doing all of that, and then Shayna Baszler just wins clean, who are you going to bring in to beat her? Because, I mean, my homeboy's right. They'll probably run that back, and then Mia Yim will probably win. But who else you got?
Well, sure. Even though she got bodied by her.
They're not gonna do heel versus heel.
I wasn't messing with that match. I'm talking low just because I'm like I wasn't fucking.
That match was good.
It was alright.
It was good. It was just it was a methodical match. That's really it. And it
was very slowly worked, and I mean that's medium style just because the indie style, but
that's also what
you got a technique specialist.
That's also what they're doing with Shayna though, is like they're trying to work more ring psychology into her matches, because if you notice, her last few matches have been a little more slower pace, but they've been like really heavy on story and like different things like that. So they were like Triple H sees her as something like that could be a really, really big top talent. So he's like, a lot of the matches he puts with her is just like you see now, is just a lot of ring psychology. Know how to do like be the aggressor, know how to deal with being the less aggressive one or things like that. So like that whole match was just about Mia Yim finding different ways to subvert her and her having to find a way to overcome it.
Right.
And in that capacity, it was a really good match because they're two really good wrestlers. They're friends. They know each other. They're not going to have a trash match. The crowd wasn't into it, but I mean, it was right after Velvet, the Triple Threat, which was really good, and right before the main event, which everyone was anticipating. Now let's go into the main event. Oh, the other reason is Fox Sports 1, the thing is, nobody's getting called up anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't.
So with that, nobody's getting called up. Why not keep the belt on Baszler? Because it seems like they're going to let her beat Asuka's record.
Yeah, and it's more marketable because you know of her, we're gonna keep it a buck, sexual orientation, which ain't a problem. But I'm saying,
well, she's bisexual, right?
She's some of everything sexual.
Oh, okay. So
it's a list. Like I'm not joking.
Oh, so she's like Janelle Monáe. She pans. She'll like no matter what you are, whether you a man, woman, born a man, and then became a woman, born a woman, became a man. If you fine, you fine. I'll fuck you.
Right. I'm looking at you because I know what you just said. That's a long. You can look it up. Like, dude, this is a shoot. She got a list. If it's just triangle, I don't know. I'm not joking. I don't know. It's a long list.
Well, it sounds like she just might be pan. Like if there's things that's just like.
So you just want this one day and the other day you want.
No. It's more like because by that sentiment you could say that about bisexual too, and that's not necessarily true. The thing is just like. You know how there are dudes right now that wouldn't date a woman that started off as a man?
Yeah.
That's not a problem for a pansexual person. Like a pansexual person is like, it doesn't matter what you are now, what you were before. Like,
okay. Whoever wanted can get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the basic way it's saying is like, it's everything on the buffet is up for grabs for them.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, it's different, but it's just someone that's saying, you know, I'll take on anybody.
Whoever want to get it. Okay, yeah, she has a list. You can look it up, but yeah, okay. So they'll probably keep it on her.
But if that was the case, they bring down Sonya Deville because Sonya Deville is much more like the flagship.
I think she's just a lesbian.
Yeah, she's just lesbian, but she's more like where her sexuality is much more open about it than Baszler is. And that's not no knock on Baszler. She ain't got to be open about it. But if that was the case, they do that with Sonya Deville, which in this run, I would like to see Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose in NXT again.
That ain't going to happen.
No.
Them bookers on SmackDown is not going to let that happen.
No.
Because
Vince like looking at her too much.
Shit, who don't?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Shit, who don't? I'll be looking too. I know she can't work, but damn.
Yeah, no.
Figure it out.
Yeah, no. She can stand outside the ring while Sonya work.
That actually would work out better.
Yeah.
Because they never had, other than PMS, they never really had like a valet woman for a woman's worker.
Yeah. They really don't. Like, that's what makes it cool for Brandy and Awesome Kong.
Yeah. I like that combination.
It's kind of like Diesel Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that's a dope ass combination. I like the analogy.
And that was the thing I told my homeboy. He was like, is Brandy going to win the women's title for AEW? I was like, that's not actually a bad thing. Like,
that's actually pretty fun.
I was like, if anyone from that runs the company is going to win the title, it should be her. Because no one else needs it. But we'll get to All Out.
Yeah.
And then the main event for NXT, which was not bad, just
turn it down.
It's
too. I told you, I'm like, bro, I didn't even finish it. I'm like, it's way too much dip on this chip. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, it was that. It was it just felt like their way of saying everything AEW wants to do, we can do in one match.
Yeah.
And
because it didn't even start out as like 3 stages of hell. It was 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, it's 2 out of 3 falls. It was,
which was questionable because I'm like, they did that before.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Is like I don't ever want to see NXT do. I don't want to see NXT do a 2 out of 3 falls match for a while.
Oh, they're gonna do it again because they just fucking did it on WWE on the main roster.
I know
with Andre Rey Mysterio, which is cold.
Yeah, but those two is different. Yeah. But this one, like, they did it 4 months ago, and they did it again. The first fall was cool, but then I realized they are going way too long for just the first fall.
It was like 45 minutes, that whole match.
Yeah, I was like, this is all the things that are annoying about AEW were in that match.
Yeah.
Like, the workers are great. No problem with the workers. Just, like, the unnecessarily long matches.
Yo.
The gimmicky violence.
You hate it.
And then just ramping up the extreme levels for the sake of extreme. Like, I won't even front. The match wasn't even that bad.
It was straight.
It
was mid.
It just didn't hit.
Don't use the mid term. It was just mid.
Yeah, it just didn't hit.
It's too much going on at once, and it's like, bro, it's just no excitement. It's like when they brought in the trash and the fucking just all the gimmicks everywhere, and then a broad wire on top of the cage. It's like, all right, bro.
You know what everyone thought it was gonna be? Which I thought it was gonna be one of two things.
Hell, that's still 98.
No, I thought it was gonna be either the third fall is either gonna be like the loser has to leave NXT or is fired from NXT.
That's coming.
Or someone brought up the idea is that, Ciampa's coming along pretty good. It's like, what if it's a triple threat match and they just bring out Ciampa and they let him win?
Turn that all the way to fuck.
But I don't think his neck is there yet.
No, and then whenever he comes back, put the title on him ASAP or take him to the main card, and put a title on him because
just let him win the Royal Rumble.
Not off the bat. They got to let him warm up. Get him a month or 2 in.
That's true.
From that injury and then get him in. Because that's what I'm saying. Because it's like time ticking now. Now it's like when you get that neck surgery, it's like, all right, now you only got so much time.
Yeah, they know it's borrowed time.
He on the fused neck, right? They fused it to get He only come back. He only got like a good year or two. A good 2 at the most. Because you see when Edge did that spear on Elias.
Yeah, man, everybody was worried.
That man was like, for a minute, that nigga got stiff as a motherfucker. I was like, God.
It was like,
he was like, I'm good.
Everybody was just wide eyed. Like, you could feel in the crowd, like, the excitement, but at the same time, like, nigga, are you sure?
Right, because he got geeked up. I'm like, bruh.
No. I was like,
be still after you do that spear. Just be still for a minute.
Like, chill.
I'm surprised Kurt, man. That nigga Kurt Angle neck made out of rubber band and bubble gum. I'm like, how the fuck did he make it this far?
The perks.
No, you might be right.
Maybe.
We joking, but you probably right, bro.
But the other thing is, I just thought about this. WWE should really go get Shibata because Shibata in New Japan, he gonna re-injure himself quickly, as stiff as they work. I was like, bruh, just go get the WWE contract.
That nigga got CTE on site. He got hit with that double drop kick. Motherfucking facing with this one. I said, no. Why y'all doing this, bro? They taking hits to the head.
I was like, I get it. Shibata, had he never gotten injured, he'd be a champion right now, more than likely. But hey, man, come to WWE. We'll get you versus Nakamura.
Bro, he got to come back because it's like, bro, they working too insane. They get hit.
Yeah. Like, nah, go to AEW and get that healthcare or something.
For what? For illegal streams?
Yeah.
That's how we watching it.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone else watching it, but
how do you watch New Japan? Like in paying, you got to pay the app.
You either pay the app or you go through
$50.
Fight TV.
I'm not doing it because that shit is $50. I think New Japan is only like.
I think it's like 10, 15, something like that.
Okay, I just don't understand it because it's in Japanese.
Yeah, I get it how I get it. It's the best way I can say it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Would they get a free promo code?
Yeah, you know, credit card numbers might change, you know.
Yeah, because Impact, I'm like, damn, I want to subscribe to Impact, but
nah, I'll find it.
You can't find some of them matches from 2004. You can't find Bound for Glory 2008.
I don't need it.
That was a good paper.
It was good.
Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe.
I just don't need it.
I really, at times, I feel like I don't need WWE Network, but they do the live pay-per-views. And
SummerSlam, good opening match with Becky and Natalya. Yeah, I just thought the sharpshooter on the top rope spot was a little too early.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like...
You got to set the pace though.
Yeah, it was like, nigga, we got to get y'all excited some way. So, come on.
Yeah, because that lead up, that build was trash.
Yeah, that build was trash. Like, Natty was just out here, like, being her just blue chipper. Like, I'm going to give it the best I can, but at the same time, I'm going to be a dickhead. And, like, it's like, look, Natty, we not going to boo you because your father just passed away.
Yeah, God bless.
Like, rest in peace to that legend. But WWE got to stop
living on that.
They got not just that, but they have to stop just for this, like having someone be a heel just for the sake of being a heel for the match or the program.
Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow they turn face.
Yeah, like you know. So that match was cool. The right person won.
They keep doing my baby wrong, man. She up here. She put people over. She get her ass kicked. She got her ass kicked by Liv Morgan and them.
Natalya.
Yeah.
That's your baby.
No disrespect to her husband.
Okay.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, no. It's a couple Canadian women that you know.
Yeah, they age well in Canada.
Well, they mind their fucking business.
And it's free healthcare, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but when a white woman looks good, the older they get, that means they mind their business.
We'll talk about Trish Stratus because I'm saying, bro, it's something in Canada.
She minds her business.
It's something. Do they mind their business in Canada?
Yeah, they mind their business in Canada. They just go on about eat their poutine and
that's just trash.
Keep it pushing.
I had poutine a couple months ago. I meant to tell you that.
Yeah, it's just like
gravy and fries.
It's stoner leftovers.
I'm surprised they don't show that Jack in the Box. That's all Jack in the Box is comprised.
It's a stoner skillet. That's what poutine is.
That shit's trash. I thought it was something from New Orleans when I first heard the name. It's something like something you would eat.
Don't ever associate poutine with New Orleans. New Orleans food is too fire for that.
That's the problem. They're gonna get Zion some poutine.
Yeah, you're gonna be 312 pounds of muscle.
He ain't no defensive lineman.
I mean, shit.
That's defensive lineman weight. Shit. And even then, they got a little bit of fat.
I mean, look, you're gonna set the screen.
I ain't taking that screen.
Yeah, man. Right. It's gonna be offensive foul every time. Anyways, the Goldberg Dolph Ziggler match is exactly what needed to be.
No, it wasn't. Dolph taking up bumps.
Dolph Ziggler got up after that. It was like, hey, and what the fuck that mean?
He was drunk as hell off that spear and
and Goldberg speared the shit out of him. And I feel like they subbed that whole thing was subbing Matt Riddle.
He didn't. It was, but he didn't take the spear. He didn't bump right for the spear.
No, he didn't. The third one he did though.
But it wasn't. I could tell Dolph is getting old because you know what I mean. Them bumps don't hit like he used to.
Well, Goldberg worked stiff too.
Yeah, because when he took it from Roman Reigns, that nigga did a triple backflip. He was Simone Bayless when he took that shit.
Yeah, but that second one he took, I was like, ooh, that one looked like it actually hurt.
No, it went into his damn sternum. Yeah, I could tell it wasn't gonna work because he really was like his shit.
Yeah, and then
Brett. I'm surprised he didn't get no heat. Goldberg.
Well, I mean, Canada. It's Goldberg. I don't care how much of like, I love these workers and I love the technical guys and I love it. Everybody pops for Goldberg.
No, but what he did to beloved Bret Hart.
Man, they don't care no more.
They still talk about that fucking screw job. That was 22 years ago.
Yeah, but that's because it was Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon involved. And that was intentional. What Goldberg did was unintentional.
Not according to Bret Hart.
By that sentiment, They should just boo WWE out the building every time because of what Vince did to Owen Hart.
They kind of do, for the most part. They kind of do.
Like they should never even let the moment they set foot, it should just be boos throughout the entire night.
Well, you directed to that man.
Yeah,
that's why he don't come out.
No,
he don't come out
ever.
You don't see him.
Yeah, like SummerSlam. Imagine during the chant, he comes out and they just Canada just chants, "You killed Owen."
No, that's fucked up. It's true, but it's fucked up.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, but yeah, that match is good, and like I said, everyone pops for Goldberg. Like, there's no one who doesn't pop for Goldberg. Even when the music hit for that third spear and it popped, everyone popped again because it's fucking Goldberg, man. We love Goldberg.
Hey, bro, listen, Goldberg is finesse. He not even finessing. He doing what you supposed to do. Come get your bag and leave.
Yeah, no, it's what Booker T said. It's like, why are you gonna sit up here and listen to these fans who don't write checks?
Thank you.
He's like, you're going to sit up here and listen to them as opposed to this dude over here like, hey, I got this check for you. You want to come cash it?
What I got to do? Have a 1 minute match? Say less.
Okay. Man, Goldberg get paid for the appearance.
Thank you.
Not by the move.
And he probably couldn't have a long... First of all, he wasn't going to have no technical fiesta with Dolph Ziggler because it's Dolph Ziggler and it's Goldberg. But he really wasn't going to have it because he's on a TV show.
He's on a TV show. And the other thing is, look, man, this don't hurt Dolph in any way to get squashed like that. We all still know Dolph is a good worker. We know he's really good at putting people over.
This is when everybody likes him when he's getting squashed, though.
Yeah.
Because we don't forget the Spirit Squad.
No.
I don't give a fuck how old you get. You ain't going to forget the Spirit
But this is where Dolph is at his best, is when he's just, like, getting squashed.
We're solid. Bro, I just like to see him bump. Like that early 2000, he might be MVP just for them early decade.
Yeah, the bumps are crazy.
That shit, if you ever in a bad mood, first of all, watch Scott Steiner promos, and then second, watch Dolph Ziggler bump.
Yeah. He takes wild bumps.
That shit is fucking hysterical. When they went against the Shield,
yeah.
I think he's with Team Hell No. He took them back. He took them. I think he took the curve stomp too, and that shit was hilarious. Like he jumped up off the crowd.
Yeah. He's like, man, he take bumps.
Oh, the 619 for Rey Mysterio, he oversaw that shit like he got killed.
Yeah, like he got kicked, and I think he flipped all the way to the other rope or something like that.
Oh, when he took the fucking what was the Kofi Kingston? Shit.
The Trouble in Paradise?
Yeah, when he take that kick and he just stays stiff, like it didn't finally fall, that shit was hilarious. I'm like, damn, Nate, you got some competition.
Yeah, man. Ziggler, so Ziggler gonna be all right. Like, as long as he bumping like that, and as long as he's as cold as he is in the ring, he ain't gonna ever, like, Vince gonna always have something for him to do on TV.
Right. He should make him start doing stand-up like he was doing when he's taking a little sabbatical.
Ricochet versus AJ.
I don't want to see that shit no more.
Nah, they gave it away too much on TV.
Yeah. And it was good the first 2 times.
I mean, that Assassin's Creed spot was dope when he jumped on shoulder to shoulder and then the Hurricane Rana. Like,
this Assassin's Creed spot. I was just stuck because I'm like, why this nigga looking like a Trisket colored Nightwing?
Well, someone said he looked like a gamer chair, and I.
Bro, but the suit was weird. The suit so damn tight. All I see was that nigga big ass head.
Yeah, like it.
I thought Joe Budden was like in workout clothes for a minute.
Like, oh shit. Is he about to battle Howell the Don again?
Jump off Joe. I thought jump off Joe. I'm like, nigga, why is your suit so tight? Is it a 3D outfit?
Yeah, like, you notice on Raw the next day, he didn't have that top on. He was like, man, fuck this shit.
Yeah, he couldn't breathe. Like, I seen the nigga post.
Like, niggas ain't gonna clown me like this no more.
No, he be on Black Twitter. Yeah. He probably seen he was getting to work.
Yeah, he's like, you getting roasted. He's like, look, man, I already got a white girl. I ain't about to get roasted for
with big teeth.
Yeah, but she's flexible, so.
Okay.
She is flexible.
I've barely seen some of her matches.
You ain't gotta see her match. She used to be a gymnast.
Well, baby, Kairi Sane coming back.
No, she was on Raw. She got to do the work for Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
What about Kairi Sane?
What do you think about Lacey Lane?
No, her too. What about Kairi Sane is the one from Australia?
No, that's Peyton Royce and Billie Kay.
No, the other one from Australia. That's Samoan in Australia.
Oh,
Dakota Kai. I'm stripping. Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai.
Saying, I'm like, no,
Dakota Kai.
Yeah,
I don't know when she coming back.
ACL. Oh yeah, that ACL. She had an ACL or MCL or something.
Oh, so she'll be out till next year.
I'm waiting for her to come.
Then we had after that, what was it? Was it Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon?
I turned, so I can't tell you.
That one was fine because it did exactly what you wanted it to do.
Shane, I love Shane. Go home.
Yeah.
Go, just like that guy on picture.
No,
go home and be
Shane got to
man.
keep going because Shane is the heel of the year.
No, go
Shane,
home.
Shane
guy will quote, go home and be a family man.
Shane might be wrestler of the year.
You might be right.
It's him, Becky, and Kofi right now.
Kofi.
Might be Kofi, although Kevin Owens is coming on strong.
No, it's Kofi. Bro, he ain't missed yet.
But so yeah, there was that match. Then after that was.
So where does Kevin Owens go now against Elias?
Well, no, he's in the King of the Ring tournament. That's what I meant to pull up.
He ain't going over. Is Baron Corbin in it?
Yep.
Baron Corbin going over. I'm adamant about Baron Corbin getting the title. We're going to get there. At this point, please, bro.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, okay. So, the King of the Ring. The Kevin Owens, so what I was saying about Kevin Owens was the matches this year, I don't know, because I know he just came back recently, but him going against Shane McMahon, and it's been about a year or so since they had their match. I forgot when that was. I could look it up too. It's just, all right, it's time to call it. And then it's Kevin Owens with this unseasoned Stone Cold thing going on, obviously because he's using the stunner and it's the whole gimmick against everybody. He cut the promo against Shane, and it was like, all right, that's cool. We like it. It was a work, but at the same time, it was a shoot, and that's all you're going to get. And then from there, the promo's been like, hey, it felt like Vince said, hey, chill out talking about my son. Or Shane approached him and said, chill out talking about me. And then from there, we had Kevin Owens going against temporarily hired Elias. And I still don't understand what's going on with Elias, too, because it feels like how they're treating him is basically just be here, play the guitar, and get your ass kicked. And I mean, because nobody else wants to see him work. That's the only thing I could think of. So with Kevin Owens, in short, it's just basically, all right, now that he had his program with Shane McMahon, where does he go next? And on the SmackDown card, because they're trying to just not do the wild card. The wild card thing is basically quietly dying out. What they want to do, from my perspective, is because they are going to be on Fox in October, which is 2 months away. I guess what you do is lead into that, because after that, it's kind of like you got to have set programs, in my estimation, because now you're away from USA, which was your partner for 20-some years. And SmackDown's been on Sci-Fi USA. People don't remember it. But I mean, it's switched multiple times. They've been on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's quick facts. Obviously, this is basically turned to the wrestling podcast, so you would know that, or some type of history of wrestling. But I figure what's going to happen is they have to have a set program. And with Kevin Owens, it's like arguably who can he go against? Unless it's like Shinsuke. Because they got to have him show up eventually with the Intercontinental title instead of just being on Twitter and saying his weird, like, mystic shit, whatever he does. So now we got to have Kevin Owens do something. So I can't even think about that. But the King of the Ring, let me go into that. I'll look it up. Oh, my co-host is busy. So they announced the King of the Ring yesterday on Raw. As we're recording this, is Tuesday. It'll probably be out Wednesday or so. The King of the Ring was, or later on this week, to be honest. The King of the Ring was announced, and we know that's old tournament. And when you win, not only is it bragging rights and you actually win, you also get a shot at the title, which can lead into, depending on who is participating, can lead into something long term. And I didn't watch Raw. Myself personally, I didn't watch Raw long enough yesterday to see who was a part of the King of the Ring. But we could just take a guess. So, and you get a title shot afterwards. So my guess is it would definitely be somebody on SmackDown. because, well, not Raw, because you need somebody now in order to go against Seth Rollins, who, I'll have my opinion about later on. So you need somebody from Raw I feel like should win so you can have them set up to go against Seth Rollins, because long term we don't see him going against anybody right now because they're not setting up anything. Maybe Ricochet, but more so than SmackDown, because with SmackDown, like after they have Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston like 50 times before they keep the strap on Kofi, it's like, what do you do next? Because I've been kind of saying it, and fans have been kind of saying it as well. We might have the New Day breakup. I feel like it shouldn't happen or won't happen just because the merchandise is still doing well, but it's definitely going to come to an end sooner than later. So will they have a triple threat at WrestleMania with Kofi Kingston and the New Day, the rest of the New Day members? I doubt it. It would probably be along the lines of Big E, just because he's a better worker. Not to take anything away from Xavier, but he's a better worker than Xavier, so I can see that happening. And we can also see heel Kofi, which would probably be good. So going back to the King of the Ring, for Raw, the participants are Ricochet, The Miz, Cedric Alexander, Drew McIntyre, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Samoa Joe. I want to pick Samoa Joe just because I'm a fan, and I would like to see a program with him versus Seth Rollins. And, of course, Joe going over, because I feel like sooner than later he should get a title shot and go over and win the title. It's been about 2 years now since he's had title shots, and his last title shot was, of course, against AJ Styles last year on SmackDown. Was that last year? I think that was last year. And he went over for that. With SmackDown Live, we got Elias, Kevin Owens, Chad Gable. Damn, Chad's still there. Andrade, Shelton Benjamin, Buddy Murphy, Ali, and Apollo Crews. Honestly, since they've been called up for 205 Live, I mean, it's just like most of the talent. It's so many people, you don't know what to do. But I feel like with Raw, just for me, if I'm booking it, Samoa Joe works out best to win the King of the Ring, just because the promos leading up to it, the build up, and then you need somebody for Seth Rollins, because if I'm looking at Raw, it's like, all right, unless you're going to put Ricochet up against him, just at this point, everybody's killing time because we're getting to that point in the season or their season. Football's coming back, so obviously the ratings won't be as high, even though ratings don't particularly matter now that everything is on Hulu. It's just the views that you want to get, you're not going to get because of football. So right now, this is the time when they actually are trying to kill time so they can have something for everybody to watch. So us as the consumers of watching wrestling, we need something to watch when it comes to WWE programming. So I would say, unless they're going to wait to put Samoa Joe against Seth Rollins around around WrestleMania, I mean, you can have Ricochet go over and have a program with Seth Rollins. We know the promos won't be exciting, the matches will be good, and I guess they'll just lean on that. But if you want to have promos and a good match, you put Samoa Joe. Other than that, I mean, I've always been adamant about Baron Corbin becoming champion just because it'll be hysterical and people hate Baron Corbin. He's an okay worker, but I think it'll just be hilarious for people to get mad at him. So, and I mean, if somebody from SmackDown does it, you probably put Kevin Owens so he can have a match against Kofi, because at this point, I'm pretty sure Kofi is going to keep the title way past October when they get on the program. So I don't know when he'll drop it, probably next year around WrestleMania. And at this point, you keep it going. He's moving merchandise. He's having great matches. I feel like he's the MVP of this year. The matches have been great. That Randy Orton, and we'll get to eventually, the Randy Orton match, I felt like was the best match, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. And we know their history. So to have the strap on Kofi was pretty good. And then the match in itself, even though we had a double count out, we knew that was going to happen because Clash of Champions, they'll have a match, and then we'll see after that. So really nobody from SmackDown I can see going over other than Kevin Owens as far as that match. Shelton Benjamin for giggles would be hilarious. So that's basically it. And if I'm not mistaken, the tournament starts when it starts. I think next week. CBS Sports is not giving me the details. It's just telling me who's a part of it. But if I'm pretty sure, it's next week. Like I said, I didn't watch much of Raw. I'm kind of mad I missed Raw. It's because Sasha Banks came back, which was, I guess she saw the tweets of everybody saying it's time to go back to work. So she must have heard it, or that bread started getting low, not pot counting, but she said, all right, it's time to go back. And I think we'll eventually talk about that later on because that was a great return and a great night. So now we're going to have Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, and it's like, damn, I would have loved to wait for that. That would have been SmackDown. I mean, that would have been, I keep saying SmackDown, that would have been WrestleMania worthy. Definitely so. Yeah, the tournament is August 19th, which is Monday. This Monday coming up, the tournament is taking place, and I guess it'll run on SmackDown as well. So it's scheduled for, which is one this can be thinking. And they might have, I can see the final match being on Raw or SmackDown. And the tournament ends there. So, I think that's pretty much everything. I think next week we'll go over more so the SummerSlam and see how that goes. And we'll talk more about SummerSlam. Also, I'll probably catch up on G1, see how everything went for that. Still haven't watched ROH, so a lot of wrestling. Like I was saying with my co-host, I think in short, we would probably make this a wrestling podcast. For the most part, that's all we really talk about is wrestling, which is fine for me because I could talk for hours about it. Love music as well, but it's only so much you could talk about, especially because this year has been dense. Anything sports related I could talk to for a while. So I think we're going to start making this wrestling podcast predominantly. We need more Black wrestling podcasts, and it'll be easier to market as well when there's so many music podcasts and just other podcasts in general. So we'll come up with a name, and we'll definitely have a better strategy for everything. So I think that's where we're going. In short, this is a pretty short episode. This week was just long in general, so a lot of wrestling. So episode 42, we out. We'll talk.